Hey everybody, welcome back to Going the Distance. Can you believe it's episode 6, y'all? I can't. I want to welcome back the people that have been watching from the beginning, and I want to welcome you new viewers. So if you like what you hear from my other videos and like what you hear today, I want you to like, I want you to subscribe, and comment what you think of the topics today. Today's topics, we're going to go over the Super Bowl, the game, the halftime show, the winner, a bunch of other stuff about the Super Bowl. We're going to go over some music news, and we're going to talk a little more about Toby Keith. So let's jump into it. So Sunday night was the Super Bowl. It was the Chiefs, and it was the 49ers, and they were playing in Vegas. Now, I thought it was a pretty good game. I mean, I thought Purdy looked good for his first time there. I thought McCaffrey looked really good, even though I thought McCaffrey got the ball way too much. And they wore him out. You could tell by the end of the game that McCaffrey was beat up and was tired and was just ready for the game to be over. But I thought it was great that McCaffrey showed up. And he had 22 carries for 80 yards, which I thought was great. Brock Purdy was 25 completions for 38 attempts, 255 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. And then you've got Mahomes, who, this is what they say, his fourth Super Bowl in 5 years. The Chiefs' fourth Super Bowl in 5 years, and Mahomes was 34 of 46, 333 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And the final score of the game was 25-22 Chiefs in overtime. I want to congratulate the Chiefs for their win, but I thought there were plenty of opportunities for the 49ers to get the win. I thought the whole debacle between Travis Kelce and Andy Reid was uncalled for. I thought Travis Kelce overreacted on that. I think he was just trying to show that, oh, I'm Mr. Big Man, and it's just not. It's just not the case. You're a wide receiver, and you think because you broke Jerry Rice's record for I believe it was postseason receptions, that you can act however you want to. You can't. There's a standard you set, and you've got people looking up to you, Travis Kelce. So why do you want to do that? Why do you want to act like a barbarian? Why do you want to act like you don't have any sense? Well, you kind of don't, but that's just my opinion. You can't act like that and expect to be taken seriously. Did you ever see Rob Gronkowski do that? No, because he had respect for the game, and he had respect for the team, and he had respect for where he was. Travis, you were just out there just to show yourself. Now, granted, all the pictures I've seen on the internet about that whole altercation between Andy and Travis, it has been funny. I saw one where it was Travis up in Andy Reid's face, and he goes, "We need to win this game because Taylor Swift's going to break up with me and write a whole album about me." That's probably going to be the case because the way she likes to move on from people. You might be the reason for her next album, Travis. Who knows? But congratulations to the Chiefs on their season, and let's see how it plays out next season. What do y'all think? Do the Chiefs make it to the playoffs next year? Do a lot of their starters come back next year, or do coaches go other places? Do players sign with other teams? Does Andy Reid retire? I've heard rumors Andy Reid might retire after the game. I haven't heard any word yet about it, but does he retire now that the season's over? And the MVP of the season was Patrick Mahomes. Any big surprise? And the play, and I've heard a lot about this too, the play that won the Chiefs the game was a play for that was called corn dog, and they did it last year in the Super Bowl, and they did it this year. So I guess they thought if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I mean, you got to come up with some new plays here. It's gotten kind of old. So this is something else I want to say about it is this: the Chiefs won back-to-back Super Bowls, and it's the first time in 19 years that that's happened. The last team to do it was the 03-04 Patriots, and that was a great team. That was when the Patriots were the dynasty. It was Tom Brady. It was Bill Belichick. You had Wes Welker. Willie McGinnis was on that team. I mean, I'm just talking dynasty people. I think Ty Law was on that team. Teddy Bruschi, Mike Vrabel. I mean, just a bunch of them. Now, Wes wasn't with them when they went in 03 and 04, but he was a part of that Patriot dynasty back in the day. So I want to talk about this a little bit. So I was watching the pregame, and Patrick Mahomes was being interviewed, and Brock Purdy was being interviewed. And I want to get y'all's opinions in the comments on this. So if I were to say to you before Sunday afternoon, before Sunday night's game, if it was complete the sentence, at the end of the night after the Super Bowl's over, the Kansas City Chiefs are, what would be your comment for that? How would you finish that sentence? They asked Brock Purdy and they asked Patrick Mahomes the same question. And I thought it was very telling, their answers. Because on the one hand, you've got Patrick Mahomes, who's been here 4 of the last 5 years. And then you've got Brock Purdy, who's never been here. And this is his first Super Bowl. So they say, Patrick, they say, finish the sentence. At the end of the night, after the confetti's fallen, after the game's over, the Kansas City Chiefs are, and without missing a beat, he says, dynasty. Okay. I kind of took a little bit of offense to that, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. They asked Brock Purdy the same thing. Brock, at the end of the night, after the confetti's fallen, the San Francisco 49ers are, he said, champions. Now, that being said, that tells you a lot about the two players. We look at Patrick Mahomes, who's all about his dynasty, all about the records, in my opinion. He's all about starting the dynasty, all about breaking records, all about being the best. And that's what we all strive to be. Don't get me wrong. We all strive to be the best. But at the end of the day, you want to be the Super Bowl champions. You don't want to just be the dynasty. Do you think Tom Brady thought about, we're going to be the dynasty? After his going into his 3rd Super Bowl? Yeah, he thought about it. But I bet if you asked Brady, if you asked Gronk, if you asked Edelman, if you asked anybody on those Patriot teams, they would say champions. Because, and this is something that they'll probably start asking Mahomes now. It's like, so what's your favorite, out of the rings you've won, what's your favorite one? And he'll probably say this one. When Brady was like the next one. He was always thinking about what's next, what's in the future. And that's what Brock's thinking, I believe. When Brock Purdy says champion, he's thinking about, I want to be champion. I want to lift that trophy, and I want many more to come. I'm not thinking about a San Francisco dynasty, because dynasties rise and dynasties fall. We all know this. So, yeah, it could be a Chiefs dynasty, but Don't think of it like that. Think of it as champion. Think of it as holding your head high. You know, I mean, come on, Patrick. Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to do this? So, again, congratulations to the Chiefs on a championship season for some. I pulled for the 49ers. And because you had Kittle, you had McCaffrey, you had Ayuk, and you had Brock Purdy. Not to mention some of the other players that were not well known that did really good. I believe his name was Foster. Did really good in the game. Made some great plays. Made some down the field plays. And it's great. But I see a lot of good things for the 49ers from here on out. They just have a few kinks to work out. But I see them back in the Super Bowl. Now, here's something I didn't realize. And I saw this. That now, I believe it's been the past 3 times that the Chiefs have been to the Super Bowl. They've come back from 10 points down, which is what they did this time. They were down by 10 points and came back to win. Last year, again, 10 points down, came back to win. Last year, the first year they went, I believe it was against the 49ers, so this was a revenge Super Bowl game. But the first time the Niners and the Chiefs played, 10 points down to come back to win the game. Now I want to talk about the halftime show now. I thought Usher did great. I thought Alicia Keys coming out was great. I thought their rendition of My Boo was good. I thought they handled it well. I thought Usher's dance moves were good. I thought Usher sounded good. I thought him and Alicia sounded good. But there were a few people that I didn't know in there that I found out later who they were. Like, they had Jermaine Dupri come out. I thought it was CeeLo Green. And, but then they had a guitar solo from somebody I didn't know that I found out later was from her, Her. I've never heard her music, so I didn't know who she was, but I will look into her, listen to a little bit of the music, and give y'all feedback on her music. If y'all like her and know some songs from her, drop them in the comments, and just let me know the songs to listen to. But I thought it was great that Usher came out and sang the songs that we knew. Not a lot of the new stuff, because I found out later that he just released an album this year, and I've been listening to it. And it's pretty good. It's an R&B sound, and it's really good. The name of the album is Coming Home. And I've actually got it played in the background, so if y'all want to check it out, I've got it on. Go to Spotify, check it out. Usher's Coming Home. And it's got the same R&B sound to it. It sounds really good. But back to the Super Bowl, I got a little sidetracked. So I thought it was great, and I thought him getting out on the field, walking out on the field, and then walking to the stage where it had the 3 stages, I thought was great. Because you knew something big was going to happen. And what's one of Usher's biggest hits? That's right. Yeah. What happened when they did that? He came out and he started singing. And then Lil Jon had his rendition of Turn Down for What? And then Ludacris comes out. So he brought the whole gang back together to sing Yeah. And that's, I believe, how he closed the show. But I thought it was great that he had most of the older stuff. And so people could sing and dance along. I swear, it was like, it was like me back. It was 2000s me, 2004 me, growing up, listening to that. I mean, it took me back to that time period, and I love that. I was singing. I was kind of sort of dancing because I don't have a lot of dance moves. But I was singing and I was dancing, and it was just great. So let's see how next season ends up. Let's see who the next halftime show is, and let's make it happen. So now that's all I can think of. Oh, that's all for football. But now for basketball, we had I found out yesterday that the Hornets are looking for a new, I believe it's general manager, because their general manager is stepping down. So who do y'all think it should be? Who's a good general manager, all you basketball fans? Drop it in the comments who y'all think the general manager should be. And I found out that Kyle Lowry, who's been a great player for years, who was with the Hornets for several seasons now, has now opted out of his contract with the Hornets and has now signed with the 76ers. So what do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about the Hornets getting a new GM and Kyle Lowry leaving the Hornets and signing with the 76ers? What are y'all's thoughts on that? I want to hear them in the comments. What y'all think? So now we're going to move to some music news, and I know I did a special on this. I believe it was Saturday night. Y'all go check it out. Toby Keith passed away at the age of 62 on Tuesday from stomach cancer. And this was sad because I knew he was sick and he had been fighting this cancer for 18 months. And he was, I saw him, and yeah, he looked frail, but he didn't look, I don't know. He looked frail, and he looked like he had been fighting cancer. But he said he was strong, and he said he was, feeling healthy. And I found out that, yeah, he was in remission from his stomach cancer. And early on in 2022, or late 2022, early 2023, or mid 2023, I believe is when it was. And then in late 2023, the cancer came back, and that's what took him. So y'all would know him from Should Have Been a Cowboy, which I found out yesterday was the anniversary of that song. He released that song as his first single. I believe it was back in 1992, 93, on February the 12th, 11th or 12th. Y'all can look it up and see, but Should Have Been a Cowboy. Dream Walking happens to be one of my favorite songs. Bunch of songs. Get You Some. How Do You Like Me Now? American Soldier. God Lover. Who's Your Daddy? Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. Personal favorite. One of my personal favorites. The list just goes on about his accomplishments. He was a patriotic person. He was a patriotic man. He did a lot for the military. He was a great man, just on stage and off stage. This was a huge loss, and honestly, I feel like a piece of my childhood died when he died. Because it did. I grew up listening to his music, because back when I was growing up, I was a huge 90s country fan. And he's one of the reasons I became a 90s country fan, or just a country fan, was because of his music. So, Toby, I know you're in a better place, and I know that we will see you again one day. I know we will. So, all you people, all you viewers out there that don't know his music, look his music up, listen to some of his music, and let me know what y'all think in the comments on Toby Keith. I thought he was a great man, big personality, and from what I've heard from everybody, you manned up when you were around Toby, because he was a man's man. He was all about, just all about the military and country music and the patriotism of everybody. So, what do y'all think of his music? If you've listened to him for years, if you're just listening to him, drop it in the comments what you think. And if you like what you've heard, like and subscribe to this channel, and tell your friends, tell your family about it. To like and comment and subscribe. It helps my channel, and I look forward to new viewers. So, Toby, we're gonna miss you. My thoughts and my prayers are with your family, with your friends, and with all your country music, all of your country music friends, all your friends, all your family. My thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. Which brings me to what we're listening to. And this week is going to be Toby Keith. Great artist. It's a couple of my personal favorites, courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. How Do You Like Me Now? Dream Walking. Who's That Man? Should Have Been a Cowboy. All these, if y'all love these songs, drop them in the drop a like, drop a comment, and let me know what some of y'all's favorite Toby Keith songs are, because I know he's got a big discography, I believe is how you say it, on his music, and I'm sure there's songs. Another personal favorite of mine is I Want to Talk About Me. I love that song. That's a great song. So, go check out some Toby Keith. Let me know what you think in the comments. And let me know what some of y'all's favorite Toby Keith songs are. So, Toby, I know you're resting easy, and I know that we'll see you again. I know we'll see you again because I know where you went, buddy. And so I know you're not in pain anymore. And I know you're not suffering. So, we'll miss you, buddy. God, Jesus, you gained another angel. That's all I can say. You gained another angel. And I can't wait to see you again someday, buddy. So now, this actually broke today. It might have been yesterday, but I just saw it today. In entertainment news, Katy Perry is leaving American Idol after 7 seasons. Can you believe it? She's been on that show 7 seasons. I can't hardly believe it's been 7 seasons she's been on there. But I guess that means Luke Bryan and Lionel Richie have been on there for 7 seasons, which is something else hard to believe. I know. It's hard to believe it's been, and honestly, I'm still surprised American Idol's still going. But they're going, and now Katy Perry's leaving. So who do y'all think is going to replace Katy? I mean, Blake left The Voice, and Reba replaced him. So does another pop artist replace Katy Perry? Do they get some actor to replace her? Who do they get? I'd love to hear y'all's opinions on that. So drop it in the comments what you think on this, and just let's see how it goes. Let's see this new judge on American Idol. Can they do as good as can they fill Katy's shoes? Now, I have personally never saw an American Idol with Katy Perry on it. I haven't watched it. I haven't watched American Idol in years. But all you American Idol fans out there, who do y'all think can replace it? And what do y'all think of the show now? Personally, I'm more of a Survivor, Amazing Race, and this new show, We Are Family. I've gotten to where I like that show. But I like watching. I don't watch a whole lot of reality shows. I watch more like crime dramas and stuff like that. So what are y'all's favorite things to watch? What are y'all's favorite things to listen to? Drop it in the comments and let me know what y'all think. I know this has kind of been a quick show today, but, I feel like we covered a lot. So I just want to say that don't let anybody make you think that you're not enough, because you are enough. And there's somebody out there who loves you and who cares about you and who just wants the best for you. So just know that you're loved, that you're cared for, and that you're enough. And that you deserve everything. Don't ever think you don't deserve less than you don't ever think you deserve less, because you deserve everything. I just want to leave y'all with that. And I believe we're going to go through the UFL is coming up in March, so we're going to cover some UFL stuff. Hockey is going to end, so we're going to start covering some hockey, the hockey playoffs. My personal favorite teams are the Nashville Predators and the Dallas Star. I like the Hurricane, and we're just going to see how it all plays out. We're going to see how the hockey plays out, and baseball's coming up. So we're going to cover some baseball, we're going to cover hockey and basketball. And NASCAR starts, so I'm going to give my thoughts on some of the NASCAR races too. So let me know what y'all think. If y'all have any ideas of stuff to put in the show, drop it in the comments. If just let me know. Comment me, text me, just whatever. If you've got my number, text me stuff, to put in the show. And I've actually put stuff in the show from people that have let me know things they'd like to hear. So just let me know, and I'll cover it. I'll look into it, and I'll cover it. But it's going to be exciting coming up, because now that football season's over, we think about football season in August now. We start it back up in August with the preseason. But like I said, we're going to cover the UFL. We're going to cover hockey, baseball, and we're going to cover some basketball. So I hope y'all have a great week. I hope you guys stay safe, and just know that you're loved, you're enough, and you're cared for. See you guys next week.